Days of brutal travel, countless hours spent battling aberrant monstrosities and experiments. All of it led to this moment. Godfrey, the human rogue, held his twin daggers with a tight grip. Rhaenyra, the elven druid, summoned forth plant life to guard her allies. Gwynlyn, the dwarven paladin, prayed to Lathander with all her soul for victory. And the group's leader, a human cleric named Jace, prayed to Talos as waves of storm magic coursed from his body. All of their hearts sunk to their stomachs as they took in the scene before them. Groups, no, armies of foul beasts stood before them. Grix, massive worm-like monsters with sharp beaks for mouths. Mind flayers, mucus-covered humanoid things with squid-like heads and an alien intelligence, all controlled by one horrible being, the source of the party's psychic torment, the one responsible for controlling the Nautiloid ship, the Elder Brine. Floating within its translucent tank, the sickening brine surrounding it brimming with hundreds of tadpoles. It whispered cosmic inevitability into the minds of the heroes, and the heroes spat in the face of their fate. And so the battle began. A brutal affair. Gwynlyn was the first to fall victim to the Mind Flayer's psychic assaults, cutting off her arm to break out of her trance just before her demise. Godfrey danced across the battlefield in a blur of motion as he dispatched the Grix, aided by cover made from Rhaenyra's magical plants. Jace summoned all of the might of Talos as storm clouds buffeted the battlefield, sustaining heavy wounds before finishing off the last Mind Flayer with Gwynlyn's help. However, the final hurdle was not easily overcome. The Elder Brain pulsed with psionic energy, vowing to break the minds of the heroes if it was the last thing it did. Torrents of blood and thought made into solidified power showered the battlefield, and in the aftermath the Elder Brain lied dead on the ground, its tank broken and its body mangled, but it died satisfied. The heroes emerged victorious, but not without a cost. Jace held the body of Gwynlyn in his arms as he wept. His magic wasn't able to stop the bleeding. Elsewhere, Godfrey had a new goal in mind. His brush with death had made him realize that if he never said it now, he'd regret it forever. He would tell Rhaenyra he loved her, not caring about the difference in their lifespans any longer. He asked Rhaenyra to wait for a second while he got something, and sensing the passion in his voice, she waited eagerly. Godfrey navigated his way through the wreckage, puzzled. The ship should have gone dead. The Elder Brain was the only one capable of piloting it. He retched as he stepped over the spilled brine fluid that was once within the Elder Brain's tank, spotting a shiny jewel among the wreckage, a perfect stone for the ring he made for her. As he picked up the stone, he noted something odd. The brine had disappeared from the ground. Elsewhere, Rhaenyra hummed happily to herself as she waited for Godfrey. Her ears perked up as she heard his voice around the corner.
I love you.
Elsewhere, as he laid Gwynlyn to rest, Jace heard Rhaenyra scream, a scream thick with sorrow and horror. He sprinted around the corner. His breath caught in his throat as he took in the sight before him. This was certainly Godfrey's voice saying he loved Rhaenyra, but it was mixed with hundreds of other voices. Towering over Rhaenyra was a mass of brine fluid once within the Elder Brain's tank, somehow given life as scores of tadpoles writhed chaotically within. And tragically floating within was the body of Godfrey, his face slack-jawed and drooling, all thought seeming to have left his body as he lifelessly fell to the floor out of the brine fluid. His mouth moved, repeating the same 3 words, but his voice no longer belonged to him. The mass of brine lurched towards Rhaenyra and Jace as a maelstrom of thoughts entered their minds, and they felt their own thoughts begin to dim.